احنا في مجاعة كبيرة. أنا في مجاعة الآن، أنا في مجاعة.
But there is a lie, and the lie is the starvation policies which the international media
On July 29th, some Israelis denied that Gaza was facing famine, while others protested outside the U.S. Embassy to demand an end to the severe food shortage, following warnings from a monitoring organization about the risk of famine and related deaths.
What I think about the report of the IPC regarding the famine in Gaza is I think it's outrageous. I don't think there's a famine in Gaza. I don't think the situation there is ideal or very good, but I don't think there's a famine in Gaza. Over 600 trucks have gone in with aid and food, and I honestly don't think there's a famine in Gaza. As an Israeli, I feel it's very unfortunate about the isolation of Israel and Jews, even Jews that have nothing to do with Israel all around the world, are experiencing a disgusting amount of hate crimes, which I feel stem from hatred and not facts at all, because half of these people are completely unaware of what's even going on in the Middle East in any way. And I feel it's a huge shame. As a world traveler, I travel a lot, I experience it a lot, and I think that humanity should focus on facts and good and not on hate and false propaganda.
I think that at the end of the day, there is no other country that sends humanitarian aid to their enemies. And once you see that, and it's a fact, it's not something you can say no to. So I don't think there is starvation. I haven't seen anything in my own eyes, but I do believe that the situation in Gaza is hard. But in every war the situation is hard. It's nothing that other countries didn't see. So I don't know, at the end of the day, I think what Israel is doing for Gaza is something that no other country would do for their enemies.
It is happening, the starvation is happening, but it's Hamas that's taking all the food.
A warning issued by the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, IPC, on July 29th stated that evidence indicates widespread starvation, malnutrition, and disease are driving an increase in famine-related deaths in the Gaza Strip. The IPC is a global initiative involving 21 relief organizations, international bodies, and UN agencies to assess the severity of food insecurity in a population. Meanwhile, a small group of protesters gathered outside the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv, holding banners and images of malnourished children. One sign read, "Stop the genocide, don't weaponize it." Another stated, "Who will protect Palestinians from the U.S.-Israel genocide?"
I read the report today. It was heartbreaking, but anyone that has been following the news and listening to what Palestinians are telling knew that this was coming. This actually a catastrophe. A huge number of people are going to die if they don't get help immediately, if they don't get enough food and medical attention right now. And we are here protesting that. We are against this criminal genocidal government, and also against, obviously, the support that the United States provides Israel. Without that support, Israel won't be able to carry out a genocide, and this is what they are doing, and what they have been doing almost from the beginning of the war.
Well, it is not only famine, it's a starvation policy directed by the Israeli government with a silence and the quietness of all the governments all over the world. I would suggest for the IPC, as I am demonstrating now in front of the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv, to hand this report to Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump was interviewed and he said it looks from the TV that there is hunger. It's not hunger, it's starvation policy directed by the Israeli government, and it's very important to say that humanity is in a very bad shape these days while everybody is keeping silent about the most horrible crimes committed against the Gazan people.
Gaza health authorities have reported a rising number of deaths due to starvation, totaling 147, including 88 children, with most occurring in recent weeks. Israel denies implementing a starvation policy. Foreign Minister Gideon Saar stated that the situation in Gaza is difficult, but claimed there is misinformation about famine. Speaking at a press conference at the Israeli Foreign Ministry in Jerusalem, Saar argued that Israel faces an international pressure campaign to end the conflict while Hamas remains in power and pushes for the establishment of a Palestinian state.
When they demand end this war, what does it really mean? Ending the war while Hamas remains in power in Gaza. That will be a tragedy for both Israelis and Palestinians. The Czechoslovakia of the 21st century. Establishing a Palestinian state today is establishing a Hamas state, a jihadist state. It ain't gonna happen. We are aware of the fact that there are countries in Europe today with a huge Muslim populations. Sometimes it affects the policies of their governments. But this cannot and will not lead Israel to commit suicide. We won't allow a jihadist terror state in the heart of our ancient homeland. It ain't gonna happen. We thank our great ally, the United States. First of all, it is clear that after almost 2 years of war, the situation is tough. But there is a lie, and the lie is the starvation policies which the international media, including BBC, is cooperating with. First of all, who is responsible for this tough reality? I answered, this is Hamas. Whether there is a starvation policy, no, the contrary is right. We are doing amazing efforts, including this week, by opening these humanitarian corridors, by airdrops, by any possible means. By the way, in the contrary of the lie that's spread in Western media, or part of it, we are not limiting. We are facilitating for everyone to help. The United States and its allies during the military pressure worked in order to get Hamas 2 times for a hostage deal. They came for the 3rd time to negotiations. What I'm saying here is that international pressures, decisions against Israel, statements against Israel, worked the other way around, gave counter pressure, put Hamas in a position of hardening its positions in a very critical moments. But military pressure is effective, but it's not the only game in town. There are other pressures. We are very decisive to achieve our objectives in this war.
Okay. Last question.
We were always ready, and we are ready today to achieve them also in a diplomatic path. But if it is not possible, there is other paths which we will have to use.
Jihan al-Quran, a Palestinian woman, is desperately waiting at a charity kitchen in the Nusayrat camp to obtain food for her family of 7. She lost her son and has another daughter injured in the conflict, recounting how she once had to pick up scattered pieces of noodles from the ground for her children to eat in case they couldn't secure a meal from the charity kitchen.
I come here every day in the morning. I come every day from 5 a.m. until 12 noon. They give me a single portion and I bring my daughter. I have one daughter who is not injured, so she can also get food, but sometimes she doesn't. When I try to get another portion, I can't find any, and one portion is not enough for 7 people. We're in a great famine. I'm in a famine. Now I'm in a famine because the meal they give isn't sufficient for me at all. I only have this meal for an entire day until the following day when I come back to the soup kitchen to get food for my children. I only have this meal. Look at me. I have malnutrition from the lack of food. I feel dizzy when I walk. I couldn't get food from the soup kitchen because of the crowd there. I came home with no food. Here, as you can see, from the large number of people, there's famine. I swear to God, a famine. God be with people, but gratitude to God. This is our fate, but this is injustice that we're living. I dream about it. All night I dream about waking up and going to the soup kitchen. I swear to God, I started dreaming about it, that I would wake up just to get food for my children. Despite the strikes, the fear, I go out. I risk my life. I risk myself for my children. I swear to God, I got food yesterday. I ate a little bit so my children would be full. Even the aid doesn't arrive to us at all. Yesterday, people said there was aid, so I went running. I swear to God, I collected the pasta from the ground. Where's the pasta? I started to collect the scattered pasta to cook for my children in case I couldn't get food from the soup kitchen. And indeed, I told my sister, if I couldn't get food, cook pasta for the children. I collected it from the sand, I swear to God, from the dirt. And there was shooting. Copter and the tank started firing at us. It's the first time for me to go. I don't know.
According to international standards, for an area to be declared in famine, at least 20% of the population must face severe food insecurity. 1 in 3 children suffer from acute malnutrition, and at least 2 people per 10,000 die daily due to starvation or malnutrition-related diseases. On July 29th, the Jordanian armed forces conducted their 3rd humanitarian aid airdrop into Gaza, marking the 3rd consecutive day of such operations. The airdrops primarily included food, canned goods, baby formula, sugar, and rice. According to the Jordanian armed forces, they have carried out a total of 129 aid airdrops since the onset of the conflict. Amid growing international criticism, Israel announced measures last weekend to ease aid access, including airdrops, which many relief organizations have criticized as inefficient and largely symbolic. The airdrops in Gaza have sparked controversy, with the United Nations warning that they may endanger the lives of those they aim to help. Though considered a last resort amid severe shortages, this method is seen as costly, ineffective, and fraught with humanitarian risks.